I remember the day like it happened just this morning. The sun had barely touched the Lagos skyline when I rushed out of our flat in Suralere, heart pounding like a generator on its last legs. My wife, Chioma, was finally in labor, 7 months pregnant with twins. It was early, too early, but the doctor had warned us about complications. Twins never come easy, he said. Especially not for a woman who had lost 2 pregnancies already. I had barely gotten us to the hospital when Chioma screamed and collapsed into the wheelchair. Nurses surrounded her, wheeling her into the delivery room while I stood there, frozen. Her eyes caught mine before the doors shut, and I saw something I didn't understand then. Not pain. Not fear. But regret. Like she was saying sorry for something I hadn't yet discovered. They told me to wait. For hours, I paced the cold tiles of the maternity ward. Nobody said anything to me. The nurses avoided my eyes. The midwife kept glancing over her shoulder like someone was watching her. And then, around 2:13 p.m., the doctor walked out. Congratulations, Mr. Okeke. You have a baby girl. I blinked. Just one. Wait. What about the other baby? My wife was pregnant with twins. There was a pause. The kind of silence that tells you the truth is ugly. The doctor shifted, forced a smile, and said, there was a complication. The second baby didn't make it. My heart cracked, but I nodded. I didn't even ask to see the body. I don't know why. Maybe I was too relieved Chioma was alive. Maybe I trusted too much. Maybe I was just stupid. I entered the room. Chioma looked tired, pale, but she smiled when I carried our baby girl, Eudora. A beautiful child. Fair like her mother, strong like she already knew what this world was made of. I kissed her forehead. But even as I held her, something gnawed at my spine. The feeling that a door had been closed somewhere, locked without my permission. The burial of the second baby was rushed. No one asked if I wanted to see the body. The hospital said they handled it. I didn't press. I was focused on helping Chioma recover and adjusting to fatherhood. For a while, I forgot. Or at least, I pretended to. Then it started. The cries. At first, I thought it was Eudora. But whenever I checked on her, she was asleep. Still. Peaceful. The cries came at odd hours, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., soft, distant, like they came from under the floor or behind the walls. I told Chioma. She said it was the stress. That I was just hearing things. That maybe it was the neighbor's baby. But we lived on the top floor. And our neighbors didn't have children. One night, I followed the sound. I crept out of bed around 3:04 a.m. and listened. The crying was faint, but it had direction. I moved toward the hallway, and that's when I noticed something strange. The baby monitor we kept near Adora's crib had turned off. I bent to switch it back on, and that's when I heard it, clear as day. Papa. A whisper. Sharp. And then gone. I spun around. Nothing. I didn't sleep that night. Or the next. I started recording the hallway with my phone. Every night, same time, I would hear soft crying on the footage. But only audio. No baby. No sauce. I played it for Chioma. She got angry. Told me to delete it. Said I was letting grief mess with my head. But it wasn't grief. It was something else. A presence. Something missing. And then came the photograph. I had gone to the hospital to collect Chioma's medical records for insurance. I met a young nurse at the records unit, Nena. She hesitated when I gave her my name. You're Mr. Okeke. The twin delivery. I nodded. She looked around, lowered her voice, and whispered, Sir, I don't know what they told you, but there were 2 babies. I saw them. Both crying. Both alive. My heart stopped. What? She handed me a copy of a record sheet. It had 2 entries. Baby A, female. Baby B, male. Born the same time. Same weight range. Both breathing. No mention of death. I took the paper and ran. When I confronted the doctor, he denied it. Said Nena was mistaken. That she'd already been queried for sharing confidential files. That the baby boy had severe complications and died minutes after birth. But his eyes betrayed him. And Chioma, she refused to speak. That night, I searched our bedroom while she was asleep. I don't know what I was looking for. Maybe clothes. A hidden document. Anything. What I found broke me. A tiny blue onesie. Still new. With a name stitched at the collar, Chinidu. My son. The one they said died. I confronted Chioma in the morning. She broke. Tears streamed down her face. I didn't want to lie, Ebuka, she whispered. But I had no choice. No choice. I screamed. What happened to my son? She told me everything. Her older sister, Ifioma, had been married for 8 years. No children. Her husband threatened to leave. He was wealthy, influential, a big man in Abuja. Chioma owed her everything, school fees, wedding expenses, even the flat we lived in. When the twins were born, Ifioma was at the hospital. She begged Chioma to let her have one of the babies. Just for a few years, she said. Until things settle. She promised to raise him well. To send money every month. And Chioma agreed. She gave away my son like a spare pair of shoes. I was scared, Ebuka, she wept. She said she'd ruin us. I thought I'd tell you later. I just couldn't. I packed my things and left. But the cries followed me. Even now, 2 years later, I still hear them. On buses. In my dreams. In elevators. In rainwater. I tried going to the police. They said there was no crime. That I couldn't prove anything. That the birth record had been corrected. I tried contacting Ifioma. She changed numbers. Moved to Canada. Every few months, I get an envelope. No return address. Inside, always the same thing, a photo of a little boy. My son. Getting older. Growing up. Smiling in a house I've never seen. Wearing clothes I didn't buy. But always with something in his eyes, something empty. They told me to forget. But the cries in the hallway won't let me.